Hey again, everybody. So, first off, live stream today was pretty good. Everything worked pretty well except for the aspect ratio. I got to figure out kind of what the deal was on that. But thanks for everybody who showed up and hung out for a little while. I'll probably end up doing that decently regularly. I'm not quite sure what the schedule is going to be on that, or if there really will be a schedule, or if it'll just be kind of whenever I want to. But today I want to talk about a quote that really, I guess, I had first heard. I don't know, either from my parents or somebody growing up, maybe even my brother. That I have, that is a pretty popular quote and is something that I see on social media a lot too. And that is, "You become what you give your attention to." And I think this is extremely true. I think it's one of the most, uh, like, one of the easiest truth, or quick kind of deep thought, you know, quotes that people kind of throw around, that are just very obviously true. And but I think it's one of those ones though where even though it is so true, and when you think about it, you kind of realize the truth to it more. It's not something that we are consistently aware of, or that many of us actually allow ourselves to be aware of or think about on a day-to-day basis. And not that I think anybody ever could. I think that it is pretty difficult with any of these kind of deeper thought or self-improvement type quotes, to constantly keep them in your mind. And of course, you're never going to be perfect at it. So, but with this one, I think it is the perfect one to have at least a somewhat consistent reminder of, because it really is that whatever we give our minds to, that's what we are going to become. And it, goes to that other quote of that, thoughts become actions, actions become habits, habits become your life, or however that goes, something along those lines. And it starts with what we give our minds to, or what we give our attention to. And so I've been thinking about this uh, when it comes to fitness, for me, uh, because I like to watch fitness videos. I mean, I watch a lot of Sam Solik and Sebum, and they're these massive, huge guys, doing competitions and running their own massive YouTube channels, huge following. So I'm not thinking, oh, I have to be there someday, or like I have to achieve this physique, or anything like that. But I do enjoy watching their content because it gets me into a like workout mood, makes me think more about how I'm training and what I can do better. And they always have solid tips, solid mindsets going into their uh, routines. And so I'm not watching them because I hope to be them. I'm watching them because it keeps my mind focused on being better physically. And so oftentimes I'll watch one of Sam's or one of Sebum's videos right before I go to the gym, because then I'm already in that gym mindset. And if I happen to be doing the same exercises that they are going to be doing, I can kind of see what they did, and maybe try to implement part of that into what I'm about to do. And everybody's body is different, so I'm not doing exactly what they are doing, but um, like I said, it's about bringing my mind to focus on the workout. And so watching it is what my attention is being given to, which helps me to stay focused when I go into actually doing it myself. So that's an example. But I think that this goes for anything and everything else that we do. Well, whatever you are consistently thinking about or consistently allowing yourself to actually focus on, or even I think it's very fascinating to go through and see what people's YouTube recommendations are, or what their TikTok For You pages, or what their Instagram homepages, things like that, because those algorithms are specifically designed to cater to what they are anticipating that the user is going to have interest in, to make more money, all that stuff. And these are very advanced, super smart algorithms, and they're right most of the time. And so something to kind of do, and this is kind of a good thing to check, is if you go, and actually I'm going to do this right now because I'm saying it. If I go on to my Instagram, and on your homepage, of course you'll have everything of people that you actually follow. And then maybe past that, usually I just have like a bunch of memes. And, but I also have, recently, I've had a lot more inspirational quotes. And so I'll have all these different accounts. And so like, for example, there's a quote right here that says, once you decide that you want to be better for yourself, the entire universe begins to shift in your favor. Which is a great quote. And I'll have stuff like that just, comes up every 2 or 3 posts. I can, read that, like it, and then I see more of it because, Instagram sees that I like that thing. And so, but I always had to make a conscious effort to, trim my recommendations down into things that I knew I would want to see that are, a benefit to me. So I'm not just seeing memes are fine, it's fine to laugh. But I wanted to see more motivational things because there are often times where I'll be scrolling and then I see something that gets me off of my phone and actually out doing something. And so that was kind of my goal as I tried to kind of redirect where the algorithm was, sending me. And same thing went for my TikTok. My TikTok isn't great right now. I'll open that too. I have no audio was on. And first thing is a meme about God of War. And then I have fitness stuff, mostly fitness stuff, and then some stuff about Dark Souls. So it's pretty, it knows my interests well. And because that's what I've given my attention to as I've used that platform. And the same thing goes for our entire lives. Whatever we are actively giving our minds to is what we are actually going to be interested in physically doing, or mentally doing, or spiritually doing. And so if you are constantly thinking negatively about you or about negative things, and you are focusing on the worst parts of the world, or the worst parts of your life, then, that's all that you're ever going to see. And because that's what you're giving your attention to, you yourself are going to become a negative person. And this is very, very true. I think with the best example of this, and kind of general example, is people that watch the news, at least from my experience, tend to be a lot more negative than people who do not. And that is because the news, more often than not, is covering something negative. And so if you constantly watch the news and you keep up to date with national things, with international things, which isn't inherently a bad thing, but just by the fact that there's usually mostly negativity on the news, then those people tend to be a lot more negative about most things. And if you bring up anything about politics or about, anything going on in the world, they're going to have some kind of the world is just so corrupt right now. There's, so many just bad things going on. And, that might be true. But you can spare yourself the stress of those negative thoughts if you don't give your attention to those negative things. And not to dismiss that they aren't there, But that if you don't want to be a negative person, don't surround yourself and don't give your attention to negative things. And so I've just been thinking about that as I've kind of interacted with different people who have different opinions on tons of things. And it's interesting when you kind of go beneath the surface and you kind of analyze, what led this person to have the opinion that they do. And if you get to know them more and know what they spend their time doing or what they spend giving their attention to, it becomes clear. And so something to kind of just recenter yourself with is, social media and all that stuff is kind of the perfect thing to check, because those are designed to cater to what you give your attention to. So if a quick check on there, it's a lot of negative things or, things that aren't really helping you, then, that might be a signal right there. But also what you are thinking about right now. Like if there's nothing else going on, it was just silent. If you pause this video and you just sit and you let your mind settle, what's the first thing that you're going to think of? And that might be a good indicator to where your headspace is at and what you're giving attention to. Another good thing is like leave your phone somewhere, go on a walk, maybe go to the bathroom without your phone. I know it's scary. And just see what you end up thinking about. This is why shower thoughts is a thing, because you're quiet and you're not distracted. It's just you and your mind, and you're just taking a shower. And that's why, some of the best thoughts come from that. So yeah, break it down into what you are giving your attention to. And if you are somebody who, consistently has negative thoughts, what are you surrounding yourself with, or what are you giving your attention to that might be the cause of that? And yeah, so something to think about. And other than that, though, things are good. Things are pretty chill. It is Sunday night, which, Monday tomorrow. I have a very full day tomorrow. I have one class at 9, and then the class immediately after that I have to drive 10 minutes to. So I have to leave my first class early. And then I have a class right after that, and then another one right after that. So it'll be a full day tomorrow for me. But I'll be there for it, and, we'll see what happens. So, yeah, that'll be about it for now. I'll let you guys know next time I plan on streaming. Not sure when that will be, and I got to figure out some technical side stuff with that. But anyway, that's it. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.